hopefully the sound is okay. So we are going to play around with RxDB, which is, they say that it's a real-time database for JavaScript applications. And I think we will have to use it for implementing an offline application. In the past, I played around with NGRX as the state management, but I think for now we will try something different. It sounds very promising. They said that it has a lot of functionalities like different schemas, collections, database, documents themselves, and including reactive queries, attachments, and things like that, data migration. And I think it would be very fun if we can implement an offline application using this technology. And I'm not sure how we should start. Maybe we should create some kind of a plan. So what I'll do, I will try to sketch some diagrams here. Okay, so I think we will get the simplest application that I have in mind. Just create a to-do application for which can synchronize with a backend. So for sure we will need some kind of we will have something like to-do list view, I would say. And this one, of course, actually let's add something different here. So from the shapes we will go to flowchart and add some containers. Maybe I can change some of my default settings here. So I'll just drag here my to-do app. And so this will be my offline to-do app, let's say. Let's call it like that. To-do app. And for sure the functionality will be something like a list view itself, which of course it will display the list of my to-do items. Then this one will somehow connect to the RxDB. Well, we know for sure that this one will be stored in somewhere in the local storage. So what I'll do, I will just do something like this. Yeah, so this will be the local storage, the browser local storage, browser local storage. And we do know that there will be something like the RxDB, which will take care of data persistence. We will have, maybe we'll create also a new page, which will be something like, for edit, or maybe add a new to-do. So I think, let's say something like to-do page and to-do list view. And I imagine like whenever a new item will be added, then it will be basically sent to the RxDB. And then whenever, because it's a reactive thing, so because we will observe that collection, the information will get back to our to-do list, so it will be refreshed. We will also have our browser. Let's just pick Chrome. Yeah, let's pick Chrome in this sense. In this one, yeah, it will use this application. And so this is how we will achieve this. We will also have a backend. So in this sense, I'll just drag another layer. Now let me see how yeah, we will have a REST API maybe. I don't know, maybe it will be GraphQL. It doesn't matter in this sense. Let's for now say that it will be a REST API. So now the question is, who will be in charge of sending the data also to the API? I think we will need something like yeah, a synchronization service maybe, if I can call it like that, which will be in charge of getting new data from RxDB and then send it to the REST API. So anytime, you know, new information will be added here, the synchronization service will be in charge to send it to the REST API. And I think this will be something like more like a two-way communication, because the DB itself will notify, hey, there is a new item, and also this will update the items in RxDB whenever the upload was being completed. So I think we will have something like that. For sure, we might need another layer here. I think we need something like to do, I don't know, to do facade maybe. I think this is the best approach. So we will not call it directly. We'll have something like a facade, and this one will chat with the RxDB itself. And then here for sure we'll have something like a synchronization facade, which will be in charge of talking to the RxDB itself. And then this one will just do something like this. Good. So if it is to look a bit at what RxDB is supporting, and maybe have something like create a list of what we want to achieve, maybe. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So what we want to achieve, well, first of all, advantages. Let's see what are the advantages of RxDB itself. So sounds very promising. The first thing is it's the reactivity, so it has the Rx query itself, which could be very handy for our application. Yeah, attachments in case that you have pictures of things like that, something that we will try to use. Let's see exactly how this ORM works. I think ORM data migration, yeah, I have this in plan to test it. I'm not sure if we will cover replication using GraphQL. Maybe that would be interesting. Adapters, have a look at the adapters. Yeah, support for TypeScript, that will be interesting. TypeScript. What else do we have here? Things that we might want to play around with. So that will be the advantage. And now let me see what do we want to achieve. So we want to goals. Let's call it like that, goals. So first one is store data in local storage. The second goal will share data in real time between multiple browser tabs. And then the third one, it's about the synchronization, sync to the backend. So this will be our goal for the application itself, and these are the advantages that I see at this moment for RxDB. At least they are the things that we want to play around with. They also have something like middleware hooks, wondering, yep, sounds good. Asynchronous, okay. So if it is to look back at our application that we will develop, well, I think so for this one I think we will use Angular, just because it's built on top of observable. I imagine like Angular will be the best option here. It's, I would say, yeah. So our application will be developed in Angular, I would say. Here, I don't know, maybe later on, maybe we'll go with an Node.js, I don't know. Could be. Or maybe, yeah, I think it's maybe go directly with Nest.js, I think. Good. But I'm not sure if I will cover this, at least not in this session. So moving forward, I think we can start creating an Angular application. I think the last time when I played with Angular, it was something like 1 or 2 years ago, so it will be very interesting if I can remember anything about it. So I'll just jump into Angular. Okay, not the Angular.js of sure, but the Angular. What? Where is Angular? Oh, it's Angular.io. Okay, so I think we can get started for this. Getting started, the setup. For sure we will use TypeScript. So let's install this one. Okay, let's go and create, I don't know, I think I do have learning. No, I don't have it anymore. So I'll go like that. Playground. Let's see. Good, and then I'll have to add RxDB. So for that, it's again using npm. Okay. ES5 latest. Okay. Routing, yes. I think I'll go. Stunning packages. Meanwhile, what does open do? Oh, it's open with the browser, okay. I heard that the latest version of Angular has so many npm packages that it takes a lot of time to install it, so okay. it's already finished. Okay. It still has TypeScript lint, which is strange because what I heard is that it's obsolete, or at least you're not supposed to use it anymore, and it should be replaced by ESLint itself. Okay. Disable JavaScript standard. Okay. So if I look at packages for the scripts, it's ngstart, ngserve. Oh yeah, npm start. Okay. It's compiling. Let's have a look at TypeScript configuration, because targeting. Okay, so that's the default that they support now. Good. So now if we look at what we'll have to achieve in RxDB, so to create it needs to be something like that. So okay, let's do it. First install it. Where is the application? Oh, it's I need to open it manually. Okay, good. Nice goodies here. So npm install RxDB. Do I need to do that? Oh, hold the browser. Oh, no. Okay, so now I can just import it, as I see. Good. So let's start looking at the application. It has this module. Okay, I think I'll just delete the first page. Yeah, the content. What is going on here? Oh, it's the style inline, but why? Okay, they're bad. I'll just delete everything. Okay. Cool. There's the router, and then any dummy page here? No dummy page. Okay, so let's see. So let's imagine here that we do have some kind of to-do items. To-do item, which has just the title, which is a string, and maybe have something like ID, which can be a number, but it can be nullable. Then maybe not have it nullable. I don't know. Maybe go with strings and try to generate some GUIDs. Yeah, I think that's a better option. So for now, just to see if the Angular application works, I'll just create to-do items, which should be something like to-do item. Then I think, is it ng on init? From what I remember, implement ng on init or ng on init. Can remember. It's on init. It is on init, but why implement on init? Okay. So let's try to implement this one. So in this sense, it will be something like to-do items equals, and then have something like to-do one, and then title two, ID two. My prettier does not work. Why is that? Do we have any kind of prettier file here? No. That's the problem. Alright. Do they have any kind of default? Great. Prettier and what are you talking about? Oh, okay, right. Good. So now we do have prettier, and now everything is okay again. I'll go to the component. So we have something like unordered list. List item. I don't even remember how Angular. It's ng4 something. Nope. Is it like that? No. It's ng4 let item ng4. No. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Is there another way? There is. For the local variables, yeah, count first last item. Yeah. But I'm looking just for this one. So for all the items, okay. So we have the two items here. Item was tracked by. I think here I have to do something like item.id, maybe. Hey. Nope. Did not work. ID of undefined. To do items. To do items. So user as first. Okay, let's not track by ID, but ng user. Yeah, let's just ignore this one for now. Okay, that works. So now I'll just add item.name. Let's see. It's title actually. From what I remember, Visual Studio Code has a nice extension. It's called something like Angular Language Services. Yeah, this one. So we might want to install it because it will have IntelliSense support and autocompletion and things like that inside the HTML part of Angular. Do I need to restart Visual Studio? No, I don't think so. Hopefully not. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice. Good. This is nice. Great. Good. I think meanwhile yeah, so RxDB was is installed. I think we can get back to Angular over to RxDB itself. So we will need this code. Cannot copy it as so on the create part. Ah, that's annoying. That's really annoying. So let's create right here something like I don't know. Let's start with the facade. So to do, I think we can call it facade. Now I imagine everyone who sees it, they say okay, but in Angular we don't call them facade. We should call them services. I don't think that's a good idea to call everything services, because a service can be anything, right? It can be a layer which calls the API, it can be a layer which listens for network info. So we should call the things like what they are, their role. In this sense, I think we'll have import. Great. Yeah. I'll create in Angular, let's search for service or for injectable, maybe service. No, singleton services. So it needs to be injectable. Okay, and if we want to have it a singleton, needs to provide it in root, but I will not need that. I'll just have injectable. Is it with capital? Yeah, injectable, right. And then here we'll have something like export class to-dos facade, which at this moment it will have just one method, which is called get to do items. I don't know, just for now. Maybe we should copy it from the component, the interface. Just for now, put it here for now. I don't know what have I done. Now we'll just mock this. Yep. No GitHub issue. What? That's funny. Yep. Good. To import, we need to have the constructor, which is receiving something like private to-dos facade. Yep, I think that's good. And here we will have something like to-do items equals to-dos facade not get to-do items, just for now. But once we get here, you can see that I need to return something. Good. Now, I'm not sure where we are going to create the database itself, but for the simplicity, we will just start with yeah, we will create it whenever in the constructor. Yeah, maybe not in the constructor. Maybe yeah, let's go into constructor. Oh, we cannot do it in constructor because it's an awaitable. So let's, in this sense, let's have a method called ensure database is created, and this one is actually something like this: the name, the adapter, password, and things like that. And then ensure database is created, maybe even more than that. Let's call this one in the application when it starts. And inside the app, okay, global is not defined. I think I have to recompile it. Nope, still doesn't work. Webpack require. Interesting. I know for sure that I need to register the services, but that should appear on the Google is our friend. Okay, maybe I need to install the polyfill. Let's just install the polyfill. Not even sure if that's the problem, but let's try it. Model. So I will start in importing the facade in this sense. No, it should be in the providers. It's called to-dos facade. Yep. Still doesn't work. So it's in the RxDB, not modules. What have I done wrong here? Now it works, but if I'll try to import it or maybe create a database here, storage adapter, this is the adapter. Oh, yeah, let's read more about how do we need to create. Yeah, for sure we need this one. Okay. So we need an adapter. And for that, as an IndexedDB, we will need to install this. Yeah, but they say that this is already in the database. I mean, this should be the default, but it's still not working. ensure that your RxDB okay. Doesn't work. I'll try to disable some of the options. Nope, still doesn't work. So global is not defined. This is not a good start. If you need a polyfills. Yeah, let's try it. No, doesn't work. Doesn't work. What's the error again? Global is not defined in RxDB itself. Good, so where is this coming from? Nope. Not good, not good. Do they have any kind of tutorials for that? Yeah, let's see. Does it have to be inside the class or not? Do they have any kind of demos? Demo? Hmm. No, Angular. Yeah, let's follow this tutorial then. Yeah, but this one is not with Angular, so don't think it helps. Okay. That's not good. Doesn't sound like it's stable enough. Create schema, create collection, and things like that. What should be the problem? RxDB. .1. This is 6.5. So let's go back to the documentation. Please ensure that the PouchDB adapter version is the same with RxDB. PouchDB core. How can I find PouchDB core? Maybe I should go and change the TypeScript configuration, and instead of having ES20, maybe we should go with ES5. Even though maybe we should go with 6. I don't know. So they say that it has been compiled for 5. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like that. I think I need to change it, but okay. What? What have I done? Oh, okay. Okay, Bellboy polyfill, how do we install it? Your application and you should instead polyfill at the top of entry point. Okay, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. The polyfill in the entry point. Is there someone who is calling this one? No. So strange. Fully set the forest loading is okay. That's new. Seven ten. Yeah, so let's go again. Angular. This was being in the 1st of April, so it's quite new, but 20 days. With Angular 8 months ago, 2 days ago. Yeah, let's clone this one in this sense. Let's have a look. I think I'm gonna use this Git repository. Yeah, let's try this out. So RxDB. Yeah, let's try some samples. Is it samples? Examples. Okay. So if we look at Angular, it's version 9. This one is even newer. RxDB, RxJS, PouchDB adapter 7.2. In my case, it's 7.1, the same. RxDB, RxJS. Okay. Oh, polyfills. Okay. Right. Oh. Okay. So I think I need to copy this one and maybe edit here. Right. Good. So in this sense, we don't need the other the Git repository anymore. Good. So now we are back on track. We created the database. We should now, if we look at the application itself, there should be a local storage. There is nothing yet. It's in the IndexedDB. It has quite a lot of tables, I would say. Okay, looks nice. So create our HeroesDB with this name and that stuff. Now we can continue moving on. We'll move on to, we just created, let's try to create a schema. I don't know what is that. Yeah, let's have a look also on this one. What's the pattern here? So they have the database service, they have a collection, it's the name, this is the schema imported from here, it's in the schemas here. Okay, so you need to define a schema. Okay, let's have the same approach. Schemas, we have something like to do that schema. Okay, so is it being exported? Yeah. So export. const schema. What is this? Yep. Okay, let's copy these fields. Wow, you could also have something like inner properties, skills. Okay, cool. Okay, call it to-do schema, to-do version 0. Don't know what is this. It's an object, properties, title. It's not the primary, but we will need another one, which is the ID primary. Yep, let's have it like this. Primary, yep, string, default, no default values, but you should not have default values, I believe. Do I have to? No. No default values. This is the ID. The title, string, no default title. Color, let's leave it like that for now. So we have a schema, then okay, we will need some collections. What are they doing with these collections? Init database. Okay. Where is this init database? It's in the app module. Okay. So here, use factory. Okay, let's have the same approach. I don't know. And here we have something like an export function. DB instance. Oh, it's exactly this one. Ah, okay. So in order, okay, that's smart. Do sync with this URL, pre-insert. Okay. RxDB heroes. go to the facade and then copy the create RxDB. Yeah, this one. You know what? I'll just simplify it. So in the facade here we have ensure database is created. Then we will create the database. I'm not sure if we need to have the collections here. No collections here. This is the collection. Methods, no. The plugin is added. The database is created. Oh no. Show leadership in title is leader now. Promise for all the collection, it creates the collection data. So I think now I can have something like db.collection and then have something like let's see, what can I fit here? Okay, the name, to-dos, schema, it's the to-do schema, but I have not imported yet. Yeah, so let's import the schema. Attachments, auto migrate methods, pouch settings, statics. That's it for now. Okay. Have the collection. Does it return anything? Yeah, it returns a collection of any. Okay. Good. Moving on. Let's see now how can we display the data. So who will be in charge of getting the database? So it's this one. Where is this one being used? It's in the component. It's in the component list, and here it is. DB service db.hero. Okay, that's cool. Let's try to execute a count on this one. Have the collection, the functions. Okay. So on the collection, we can subscribe. Maybe we can have something like a query, like get all, find, let's see. Good, so this is my collection. Rx document type any. Okay. So I think it's a DB of type to-do item. Const collection. Maybe I can just have something like this dot collection. Okay, now this should be a promise. I will await this one. So it will be a Rx collection. Okay, so now what if I get the items? So I'll do something like to do collection dot find, and then here, as you can see, it's Rx query. And what do I do with it? Rx query find. Okay. This is the query, and then I can just subscribe. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So now if I just want to return, if I want to reserve an observable, type to do items. I need to search the find and then get dollar dot, something like that. Yep, great. So this is a behavior object. Oh, yeah, here. Okay, this is an observable. Maybe I should just use Angular. Something like that. And now inside the HTML, I need to use the async pipe. From what I recall, and two items. I think I can use the pipe and then something like no, I'll do something different. I'll have to do items just to test how the observable works. Subscribe and then have data. Cannot read find of undefined. Oh, So this is undefined to-dos collection because nobody called the ensure. Okay. Yeah, let's do it in the component here. Is it awaitable eng on init? Let's see. Should be. Does it work? Yeah, it works. So now I can do something like this. So to fix this, for now, to-dos DB. So an Rx database with the same name and debtor already exists. What? Oh, maybe. Yeah. Could be. No, it's not. Debtor not added now. Yeah. Good. So if that to do connection, enter. Good. Now let's go and try to add a new item. I will go here. I think it should be async. Create to do item. Provide the title, which is string, and maybe the ID. Yeah, no. For now, let's leave it like that. Promise to do item, maybe, or nothing, or maybe the ID. Nothing for now. How do we insert? So I think I have to do this dot do collection insert. It's a promise. And title is so. Let's have it like new date, get time. What does time return? I don't know. And then have here to do item. Compiled. In order to create a new item, I will add here an input. I think it should be something like ngModel. Something like how was it? ngModel? ngModel. Yeah, something like that maybe. New to do. And then an input button actually. On click. Add new to do. Okay. Now, because I forgot how ngModel works in Angular, I'll have to search ngModel. Example. ngModel. It's like that. What? ngModel. Oh. Maybe type text, that's the problem. Input. Okay. No, it's not that. Oh, maybe this to do needs to exist before. Need to do. Need to do. Come on. Does it have to be inside a form? No. Click value, yes. Set value name. What's the problem here? Input. ngModel. It's like this. Does it have to be a public? I'm pretty sure that this is default public. Title. ngModel since it isn't a known property of type input. Do I need to import it? ngModel here? ng model. Maybe, yeah, maybe I need to import this one. Okay. Let's try again. Okay. Now. Click. Okay, and it says that this one does not exist, which is true. I will go and say something like, no, something like this. What? Okay, good. So it's now. Great. Now when I add it, I should have something like, because this is an async method, this dot the facade, and then create the item with the name this dot new to do, and I imagine we will wait for it, and then this dot new to do equals empty. No, nothing. Cancel that. This is not working. This needs add button. Add to do. Oh, maybe this is waiting for it. Not triggered. Why is that? ng on click. Why is that? It's not on click. I think it's just click. I think it's just click. Let's check. Or ng click? No, I don't think so. Ng click? No, just click. I think it's just click. Yep. Oh, that's cool. Wow, it's working. Whoa, that's nice. It's working. If I refresh, I already have the items. Ooh, that's good. What if I open again this page and yeah, I open again. Let's see if it works. It's not automatically, no, that's not. But what if, because in the collection, maybe not in the collection, but here in the create part, there should be something like multi-instance. What does multi-instance does? It's when you create more than same between the two instances serverless. I know that it has that option where you can configure 2 browser tabs, and in this sense that will be very helpful for us. Which one it is? Local. No. Nope. Let's go back to the create. So name adapter. That's cool. This is really cool, I would say. So the create part, the collection part, I played with it. There are some documents that you can insert. There are some queries that you can execute. Good. Attachments. Object data relational mapping. So add statics. I'm not sure if this will help us. Attachments. Yeah, right. Populate via method. Okay. Okay, good. So now we have this in place. Let's try to add some checkboxes. So here, add some checkboxes. Checkbox. Okay, and here we'll have something like checked. I think it's the property checked, and for that it's actually, yeah, let's find out. Checkboxes. Is there input required from control? ng model. Okay, it's ng model actually. It's again ng model. but we don't want the engine model. So equals item is completed. Have it like that. So if we go to do items, okay, there it is completed false, and in the scheme we need to have is completed, which is type of, is it boolean? I hope so. Scheme example, create scheme. Okay, wow, you could even have indexes, that's nice. Number, array, boolean. Huh? Are defined with the JSON schema. There, that's cool. Boolean, yep, cool. Array string, no, yep, cool. So it's type boolean, and of course the default one should be false, and that's it. And that's it. Now I'm wondering if I go in the facade and say something like public async update task status, yeah, update to-do status, so it's the to-do ID and of course new status, which is a boolean, and this one is a string, of course a promise, a void, and now here I should do something, I don't know what, in the Rx query update, yep. So it's something like update on the query now, but on the collection. Insert, upsert, find, sync. How can I change something? Upsert. Okay. So it has the insert, but it doesn't have the update. Okay, find one. So that should be interesting. This dot to the collection update. It has the update, but insert, upsert in this sense. Okay. So we know that it has the title. Oh, do we need a title? Yeah. Let's see. If I provide only the ID. Destroy. Ah, that's nice. So that's nice, or it's not. So define 1. Okay. Okay. Update. It also has this update. So find runs and update on every Rx document on the query result. So the query, yeah, and then say increases age. Okay. To the collection. So this is the const query dot find one, where the find one. Yeah, find Mongo query ID equals to do item, and then query dot update, and you say what would you like to update. It should be something like update and I would like to change the is complete with new status. Yeah, that's the way. And what is returning? Some to-do items. Updated. And let's console table them. Why is it ID? Find. So for the find, oh, okay. Okay. There is another with a different schema. Yeah, I'll change the schema. Okay, sounds good. Now let's go here, and whenever it's on change, I think that's the name, on change. I don't know. Model required on change. ng change. Is it? Checkbox. What's wrong with this documentation? name changes. This is the I'll try this. Toggle, yep. Status for item. Public toggle status for item to the right. And here we have a weight, this dot to the facade, dot update to the status with item dot ID and item that is completed but inversed. Good. Okay. But before it, let's print it. Item. See how that goes. It's not working. So if I go here, I don't know, maybe on collect, click, no, it's not working. Oh. Final fields cannot be modified. Title data after is completed true. But wow, that's nice. It's really nice. Okay. Put attachment. Cool. That's cool. Okay. Okay, so why this one did not work? It's because of final fields cannot be modified. But it's not final fields RxDB. Okay, the update here. More examples? No. Okay. So this is the increment, this is the set. I was doing it wrong. So I need to have the set. Okay. here it is. It's the dollar set. Oh, that's cool. This is really cool. This is really cool. Yeah, now let's do one more test. So let's try to have two filters. One of them only with the first filter with all the items, and then the second filter only with the completed items, and see whenever I will change the list item if both of the lists will be updated. So for that I will go to HTML, and here I'll basically duplicate this. Okay. Great. But in this sense here I will get access. So this is this ensures here I have some like completed items to do facade at completed. Get done to do's, something like that. This should be the same as this one, but here, yeah, we should copy this one. Actually, let's copy this. Okay, get completed. Get it done, actually. Yeah. Here, get done. So instead of dollar, I think I should search for where is completed equals true. Okay. Yep. And in the HTML, to do it's like completed to do's, right? So what was the name? Okay. Wow, that's awesome. It's really awesome. Great. That's great. I'm wondering how it will work with a lot of data. How it will work with a lot of data. Cool. This is really cool. Cool. That's cool. Now, how can we? So, what we've managed to accomplish so far? So I have this to-do list item. It's the to-do page itself is included, I would say, here. But whenever I'm changing the state of the item, the list itself will be updated, just because these two are working together. So yeah, the to-do page is adding a new item, or is maybe updating an existing item. It's going to the to-do facade, and then it's getting changes from RxDB back to the list itself. It's working quite nice, I would say. Now, how can we sync? How can we have something like a service which is always making sure that I mean, the role of this synchronization service is that it will get the data from the REST API, and then it will change it back using the sync facade to the RxDB itself. So let's see what we will need. I imagine like we will need to change the scheme, the schema for the to-do item. So we need something like I don't know, is new. We will need something like yeah, maybe not new, is modified. Maybe we need something like last modified, and there should be a date. We might need something like last modified, is modified. Maybe something like sync status. Sync status, and the status should be unknown. Sync status have synced. Yes or not. Syncing needs sync. Yep, something like that. So this will be the sync status. Yeah, what's okay. So when it was modified, and then we don't need this one. Syncing, need sync, everything like that. Yeah. What's missing? So the last modified is basically new date. So now sync status, it's need sync, right? Right. Ooh. Yeah, let's go back. Here we cannot use the last modified. I think we need to change it back to sync date, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's better. And be nullable in case that it's not synced. So sync date, sync status is completed. Okay. Right. I think that's better. Sync date. Nope, not synced. And here when I'm updating it, here we have to change it, updated dot nope, update, and here add a new const new values. Sync status. New values. Great. Okay. Sounds good. So now let's go and create this synchronization service, right? Or maybe we should go and create the front end for the sync service. Let's do that. So for that, I think we need yeah, let's go and create a Nest.js application. Should we? Yep, let's do it. I think even more. So Nest.js. Controllers, first step. This is the one, Nest, new backend. Let's call it RxDB backend. Okay, I really enjoy this kind of CLIs where you have the option to, you know, choose the tools. Great. RxDB backend code. Great. So we have a controller. This is our controller. Let's try to boot this app. Is it start? Oh, it's start dev. Okay, so inside the app service, let's say, yeah, here we'll have again an interface with to-do item. It will have the same thing, and a string, title, string is completed, boolean, last modified, date, and I think this is it. Export this one, last modified. Yeah, I think this should be enough. What? Disable standard. Does it have a prettier? Yes, it has. Okay. What's the port for this one? Maybe it's not like 4000. 4000. Nope. Where is the port? How should I know what's the port? Okay. Hello world, great. So let's create a few services here. So we have something like public. Should it be async? I don't think so. No, because we are doing it in memory. So I think we'll have something like in memory things like, let's keep it here, items. Yeah. Yep. Let items equals is a to-do item array. Let's have a set of ID 1, title, the first item is completed, true, last modified, let's say that it's a new date. Okay. And then to the second item is completed false, and again the same thing. So now when I say get items, public get items, get items, I think we'll have to, because every time we will need to filter the items based on the modified date. So we will need a modified date, which is a date, and this will basically return an array of to-do items. Okay, an array. So for sure it will be items. For sure. What's wrong with this? Yeah, but it will be reassigned, don't worry about it. Yeah, public add item, let's call it get to do's. Add to do. So this would be more like a partial, I don't know, maybe it would be an item. I think we need this title, which is a string, and maybe it is completed boolean. And I think we need to return the new ID, which will be const new ID equals a hack to generate IDs, and then const new item ID new ID title is completed, last modified, it will be new date, and then we will just push it to the items that push. Append items. Cannot push it, we are not in Python, so it to be items equals items new item. Yeah, what's wrong? No, we can execute a push. Yeah, sure. New item. Modified where filter where item dot last modified is bigger than modified date, something like that. Great. So now in the controller you will have two methods: get get items, to-dos, which will return a list of to-do. Not get to-dos. Great. It requires, okay. How can we get from the query? From query? Does it have something like that? Query. Query strings. Pipes. Nope. Params. Something. Route params. So this is the param. Query. Oh yeah. Or query. You can use the body, the query. So the key, yep, sure. Modified. This will always be string, I think. So we need to parse it. Yep. Modified. Something like that. So this returns what? That's not good. What do you mean date returns a number? Okay. So how should I? Okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna use parse, I'm saying new date. Hopefully it works. Modified date. get to do's. I think I need to add something like, I need to add endpoint. Okay. Invalidate, of course, but here if I say something like modified equals 2000/0101, great, it works. Yep, it works. It really works. Great. So let's also have the get, let's say add or update, and let's call it update, right? So let's call it update, and here we say update to do, and we will use the query. So for the query we will use the, this is the ID, and the ID string. We will also use the query is completed. Okay, is completed, which this is again, it might be a boolean, and this one might be an null string, and we might also need query title. Okay. Oh, and this is because it's an update, yeah, it will not be null. What is happening is never used. Okay, so now we will have something like let's parse that boolean, const completed equals boolean.parse. How do we parse a boolean? Yeah, I think I'll say something like is completed equals right. So now I'll say something like this dot app service dot add to do. Yep, let's copy paste it. Add to do. We don't need ID, and we have the add to do, and we have the title, and we have the completed, and I imagine like const new ID equals, and then return the new ID. Maybe we should return the entire entity. Yep, let's do it like that. So this one will return the new to do item. Return, just for the simplicity. And here we'll have an IP, which is a string. We will search for that. So to do items, find, yep, find where item dot id equals id. So if const item equals, if item cannot be found, just return. If not, we will update the title equals title. Item dot is completed equals is completed, and in the end it will have last modified new date, because okay, and yep, we don't need to push it there. We are not returning anything. Then let's say true or false, and this is return true, just to return something. Here we'll just oops. Great, and here new item. Great, good. So now we do have the backend in place. Let's start creating that synchronization service. Sync service. Right. Good. So let's create a method public sync. This should be something like a promise, I imagine, but the idea is that it will have access to I think we will hit the to-dos facade here. So to do nope, private to do facade, yeah, facade. So we have access to that one, and behind the scenes async we will have something like right, we will search const updated, let's say updated items. To do facade. Need sync, let's say. Yeah, no. Get unsynced items, I would say. And this is okay. I will just await it. I know that this will be an observable, so here I'll think I'll have something like as promise, maybe. Let's see. So here I'll have something like public async. It's not async, is it? I believe so. It's no, it's just an observable. So it will be something like a get, yeah, let me go copy paste this one. Okay, and I know that here it will be this one where sync status, yeah. Oops. Where sync status equals, I mean, is not equal. How do we say not equal? Different. Equals. Not equal. Not equal synced. Sync status dot synced. Okay. Right. So we'll get all of those, and then inside the sync service, here we have an observable and say to a promise, because I do like the await pattern. So here in the updated items, we will say something like let's start by just printing, yeah, printing the updated items, right? Right. So in the page, we'll add a new button. Like this one, and this one will be called sync. Sync. And then here we will inject the sync service. Sync service, sync service. We need to inject it also in the module sync service. Okay. And now we have sync service dot sync, and that's it. Awaitable, I don't know, maybe it's awaitable, maybe it's not. Good. So and now when I hit this one, nothing happens. Why is that? It's button sync, sync. It's calling this sync, sync. Okay. Console not log. Syncing. Something, oh, 8 syncing. Okay, that's strange. This is strange. So do I need to subscribe to it? What? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So what if I say again to promise? And if I say wait, yeah, it doesn't work. I don't know why. Okay. I think there should be a way here, because it returns an observable, but I think we can also execute exec, so in that sense it's instant return. Limit, okay. Oh, so that one is returning a promise. Okay. So what if I say something like async and then have here something like a promise? Yeah, that's working. That's cool. Yeah, this is much better, I would say. For sure, there are ways to convert from an observable to a promise, but const items or updated equals something like that. Great. Console table update items. Syncing, but what's the problem here? It is still returning an observable. not good. Not good. Get unsynced. Oh, where is the wait? Great. Sounds cool. So now let's create a method for creating new items. So we'll have put it here for now, but it might be better to be placed inside a separate API. So in this sense, I'll have async, private async. Yeah. That's interesting. Create. So we have the title, which is a string, and then the title, and then it's completed, which is a boolean, and this should return promise. This should return an ID, and that is a string, or maybe an entire item. That might be even better because I also needed last modified time. So to do item. Yep. Let's do it like that. So I will just, the body, const body. Yeah. No, because there is no body. So there will be. I'll let response. We'll use fetch for now. Await fetch the URL. Const URL equals um, 3000. I think it's add. Is it like that? I think so. It's add, yeah. Where's my Chrome? Yeah. So it's add, and then it will be something like title and is completed. Title equals. Yeah, we will not encode the title and things like that, not for this demo, but instead title, and then just send here the title, dollar title, and great. Fetch the URL. This will return a response. Then yeah, request, and then that response request.json with the wait, and then let's have a console.log. Good. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through all the items from that updated items. So for or maybe it's const item in updated, or how was it off? What is this? Is a string? No, but we need off. So this will be a to-do item. Great. We will just await the is.create of the title, or item.title, and item that is completed. But this only in case if item dot I'm wondering if we should use is completed or not. Sync date, sync status. Yep. Okay, that would be interesting because we need to change its ID. Yeah, for now. I'll say something like ID, if you know, when we create, we have the ID, but we start with local. Yeah, so now we know which items are local and which are not. So if item dot ID index of local equals 0, now that we need to create it. Good. What's the problem here? Object does not match schema. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So here we have the is completed, we have the sync status. And the sync date, which is a date. JSON, how is it called? JSON schema. what about dates? So an instance, an object, array, string, number. I don't like it. Should store it like a string or something. Yeah, but if it's a string, then date property. I don't know. Does it have a search? Yes, date. Time. No. Or maybe JSON schema date time. Okay. That's strange. So type object required, type string, and format datetime. Okay. Format schema. Rx schema. Time. Okay. Let's save it like that. So it's sync date. Great. Okay, 3000. The course. We'll just unblock the course by using this one. So now if I hit again, let's see the network. It says that nope, it's not working. No course. Okay, let's just disable the course in this sense. So I'll go to nest and say course security. Maybe I'll just use enable course. Where is it? Course. Maybe here I can just disable it. Yeah. So in the factory. So here somewhere. Course. False. What do you think? Do you think it works? Nope, it doesn't. What about something like that? Okay, so it worked. Okay. So now if I go here, okay, it's not what I intended, but for that ID get new date. Which one is it? Which one is it? Get UTC date. Get time. Yeah, that's the one. Get time. Okay, so I'll go in this one. Where is it? For the create, yep. Oh, here I added a get time, but not here. Get time. Great, it's working. Last modified, that's the date. Yep, that's working fine. So, what should I do with the result? You can see that's the result. Now I'm looking to see how can I update an item. That would be interesting. Yep, and then let's go, and so this is, if we go to the page, to the synchronization service, this is the create. Let's have also the update. So update, and for the update it will be also the ID required. So this will be the ID, and yeah, all that stuff. Update ID equals ID, and then title, fetch, get the result, and then in the update there should be, no, it will be just nothing here actually. Yeah, nothing to respond, just true or false, but yeah, just the fetch. Good. This point update, item.id, item.created, no, item.title, item.is completed. So once we get that result, we might need to change the status of that item. So change status in the facade, so it has like await this to do facade. Change async status. So for this ID, it will be sync status. Okay, export this one. sync status. Yep. So it's syncing. So I know that this one is syncing. ID string new status sync status, and this one is an observable promise void maybe. So in this to-do collection synced, yeah, synced. I think if this will be the next step to see how can we achieve the synchronization mechanism using the GraphQL. But we are not there yet. I think we okay, pre-save, post-save, that's quite nice. Migration needed, insert local. Okay, insert local or insert, that's quite nice. Okay, so here we might want to have something like get one or find one. Where is that ID? How do we search it? It's a string. Maybe we just need the ID exec, and then okay, const item equals promise wait, and then item dot ID in this sense. No, it's a sync status, which we want to change to new status, and then item dot save, which is again a promise. Yeah, great. Okay, great. Okay, change the status syncing, and then change it back to synced. Here again, change it to syncing and then to synced. Great, much better now. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, let's see how it goes, because now I want to see the status of it. So I'll go here and here, display the status. So it's the name, and then the status, I imagine it's something like item dot sync status, right? Yeah. Everything has a 3. So now if I say this one, promise can be called on temporary. So okay, that's quite interesting. Object path, object given can be called on temporary. Oh, okay. I don't know. What does it mean? What? Okay, so it looks like the sync status set is not working if the element already exists. So I'm gonna change it in the facade. I'll just apply the same technique that I had for update status. This one. Yeah, this one. Right. Yep, right. This one. Okay, so it's completed. It's actually the sync status. Okay. Oh, wrong shortcut. Yeah. So this would be, yep, sync status, new status. Yep. Ce tare. How can we simulate a bit of lag? How can we simulate? So I think we can do it on the back end. So here on the controller itself, I think we can simulate it here somehow. Either way. Quite nice. Good. How can we change the ID? Yeah, let me print the ID. Let me print the ID also here. So the title, maybe the ID itself. So item.id. Yep, let's see. Everything is with local, but if I right, and now if I just change it from the local ID to the other one, can I change the ID? Change the ID. Let's see. Change ID. Old ID. New ID. So this is the old ID. Oh no. Oh. This is the ID. Okay. And the new things, it's the new ID. So ID should be the new ID. Change ID. Now let's see if it's working. In the sync here. So after we create it, we get const created. So now we have to await this dot facade change ID from item.id to created.id. To be interesting. Is it final or something? Final fields cannot be modified. Yep. Well, I would say that we should not care about it. I mean, yeah. So create, and maybe also the create should have the ID. ID, and also here equals ID. Right. So yeah, it should be the same behavior. So now here on the control, on the update, on the create, we'll also add the ID. So ID is this one. ID string. Good. Hold on 1 second. The first ID is completed true, last modified. This one. It's not quite working, but it's completed false. Let's go here to see. Actually, let's see here the request is completed. Oh, okay, yeah. Right. Because now, yep, that's true. So it will try to create new items every time. So synced. I think we need to look at last modified in this sense. So for the is completed sync date. Yep. Sync date. Right. Right. Good. Sync date. So if it has a sync date, then put it. If not, yep. Sync date. Okay. Then here, when we change the status to update new values, if new status engalinanko synced, then new values points sync date equals new date. What is trying to do here? Object doesn't match the schema. Sync date is the wrong type. Okay, that's strange. Breaks. Yep. Maybe I should just store it as not as a number. Yep, number. Much better number, I'll say. Yep, number. So if I go back to here, nope, in the scheme, here, number, sync date can be a number. Okay, great. So where does it crash? I think it crashes. Yep, okay. I think I know what's the problem here. Yep. server sync date, and also server modified. Yeah, server modified. Sync date, server modified. Change sync status, but here, yeah, I think I need to date. Right. Yeah. Either way, I think it's okay for now. Let's try again. Different schema. Okay, let's change the name. Where is it? Might be here in the SAT 3. Okay, sounds cool. So if I say sync, of course it doesn't work like that. What? Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, I know what it is. I think it's because of the change status here. Yeah. So it needs to be new data get time. Something like that. This is cool. Good. Okay, let me even more than that. So update is completed. Was there any kind of date here? No. Yeah, that's good. And the last modified, it needs to be an integer also. Last modified, so I'll go here in the service and say last modified, it's a number. Get time, just to make sure. Yeah, number, much better, I would say. Okay. Right. Now here it will be a number. Yes. Oh no. Great. And the same thing I will do here. Where is it? In the facade, I'll change the name again. Four. Great. Add sync. There should be 3 items. Oh, no item. Modified. Oh yes. 1. So 3 items. Good. If I say complete sync, refresh. This is true, false, false. Oh, not good. This is the last one. The SDF is yeah, that's good. So SD oh, good. Wow, that's good. 932. Yep, it's working. This is working. So now I'm thinking, how can we do the other way around? Or even more. If I change the status of this one, sync again, should be 2 items. Great, it's working. Good. It's quite good, I would say. Good. I think this is it for today. We managed to finish this part, at least half of it. This part is done. Of course, we don't have the sync facade. We integrated the methods inside the to-do facade, but it's not a big deal. The only thing that I have not proved yet is to trigger a synchronization, to trigger a sync event whenever you're adding a new stuff in the RxDB. I think that's the thing that is missing now, but this should not be complicated because I imagine like this we can do it with an observable, and whenever something new, you know, like we just saw, whenever something new appears, it will be triggered. Of course, we will need something like a flag, so we don't trigger twice the synchronization. And I think that should be it.